I came across this channel called Blossom, which I hadn't heard of before, but its content and surprisingly large subscriber base bore a striking resemblance to the other content hacking major channel on YouTube, 5 Minute Crafts. The video we are going to follow today is called 15 DIY Candle Hacks to Light Up Your Mood. Get it? Light up, because it's candles. That is, it is candle making tutorials up until a point, because after the middle of the video something very strange happens. We are launched without warning into soap making tutorials, and I don't know how wax and soap can be reconciled, but for the purposes of this video I'm going to try and adopt the soap DIYs into the wax making world. So my supplies include 2 packs of tea lights, which I'm going to mod the hell out of them, and also some food coloring, which is going to help me give the candles a really nice color. However, when I was doing this, I realized that I have to shed blood quite literally, and so 85 cents on red food coloring was quite wasted in my opinion. And now, of course, it was time to melt. Now, as usual with these hack videos that are meant to be 5-minute crafts, 99% of the video is actually shrouded in mystery. I still tried. They also showcase another rose making technique, albeit this time with a soap. I still haven't understood how soap designing made its way into a candle making video, but I took a leap of faith and assumed it would also work with wax. Now, right off the bat, I had some problems because my wax didn't want to be shaped into beautiful little petals like in the video. I mean, how do you control a liquid? But the major problem was with the time, because they never specified it. When I tried to pick it up in the beginning, it was too warm and liquidy, and then 30 seconds later it was now too late for any of the pieces to be salvaged. I was forced to watch them crumble in front of me like my university grades, unable to do anything to turn time back. Now, I don't know who came up with this, but it is a surefire way to get a first-degree burn. My friends at Blossom Making Blossoms made this so utterly difficult, I thought at one point they might be pulling my leg. This was definitely a trial and error, a take it or leave it moment. But I was so over it, I decided to leave this project behind me once and for all. And if I had a penny for every attempt I made to remove these petals, I would be very rich in terms of flowers. And after some time, I started to get very irritated. I had tried everything in my power and no bud would budge. It's not working and I'm not sure why. I'm not sure if it's my fault or if it's my fault, but they never specified what kind of wax to use, and frankly I don't even know if there is more than one type of wax that you can use. Unfortunately, I ran out of brown sugar and I couldn't get some, but I did have flour. I figured it might be good as a substitute because it's also dense and holds an imprint quite well. I decided to go with a star because we are all stars, and then I went to town with pouring the liquid. I can always scrape the excess off later, I bombastically thought to myself. You see these bubbles forming? Yeah, I didn't. Okay, I can't help but feel that this is the same concept as the brown sugar, but with a different medium, which would work quite brilliantly if you had run out of brown sugar like myself. But for the sake of trying, I tried. This is what I'm working with. It's my little Pikachu, and I have a few worries about Pikachu here because first of all, he's very flat. You see, he's not thick. No, I'm joking. He's very flat, which means he probably won't be as prominent as the owl. Now this is where I became disappointed very quickly, but I still decided to wash it, forgetting that flour and water make indeed dough. So now I have a star-shaped bread. This didn't come out looking the best from this side. From this side it's okay, and you can always carve it out. I figured I shouldn't let this flour go to waste, so I'm gonna try the same trick again with another object and see what comes out of it this time. Oh, to be young and naive again, thinking that everything is so easy, and even though I chose this wonderful bottle, Nothing came of it. Well, the eagle-eyed amongst you might have spotted a heart, actually. Now, I wanted my Pikachu to be black, and though my teeth had no problem being dyed black, I was fascinated by the science experiment that was unfolding before my eyes, as well as the tragic realization that my food coloring was indeed waxophobic. I'm not gonna lie, things were looking quite bright. Things were looking so bright, in fact, that I decided to add a few details to my creation. With the accuracy of a scientist, I commenced my procedure. Though unfortunately that scientist would soon turn out to be Frankenstein because I had created a monstrosity. I tried, okay, I tried. It's already getting harder. It is the thickest, most magnificent lick I have ever seen. Oh, oops. Ta-da! He's a little confused, but he's got the spirit. At this point I realized that roses are actually pretty popular amongst candle lovers, but the way to make them became more and more absurd. Look at this one from 5 Minute Crafts. I'm sure you're thinking the same thing as I am. Am I going to get my full deposit back if I burn down my accommodation? Well, there's only one way to find out. Pikachu. Pros. Spinning head. Creative process of making. Cons. Might murder you when you sleep. Spinning head. Flower candles. Pros. Very easy to make. They look kind of elegant. Cons. Very boring looking. Also, a waste of flour. This thing. Pros. Kawaii unique design. Cons. Will probably give you first degree burns during and after its creation. Very impractical and also very stupid. Toilet rose paper. Pros. Lights up very easily. Makes shit things look nice. Reminds you of a small bonfire. Cons. Reminds you of a small bonfire. Lights up very easily. You might not be able to find toilet paper in stock in the supermarkets right now due to the pandemic. Wheel call tea lights. Pros. Only £2 for a packet of 24. Cons. None. These are almost as perfect as you subscribing to this channel. Alright, if this video gave you any positive feelings, then hit the like button, and if it gave you negative... Alright, I would also appreciate it if you'd subscribe, but if you haven't seen me before, you might need to see me a few more times to get acquainted with me, so I'm going to wait for you to do that. Miss Vixen, over and out!